There are seasons in life where everything seems quietarily quiet, as if heaven itself has drawn the curtains and turned down the lights. You pray, and there is no echo. You serve, and no one claps. You strive, and still it feels as though you are walking through fog, unseen and uncelebrated. In these moments, it is tempting to believe that you have been forgotten, that your story is stuck in some divine pause. But perhaps, just perhaps, this hiddenness is not abandonment at all. Perhaps it is protection, preparation, purpose. We forget too easily that the seed must lie beneath the soil before it ever touches sunlight. It is buried, pressed into the cold earth, concealed from the eye, not because it is worthless, but because it is full of promise. Growth, after all, begins in the dark, and so it is with us. When God hides you, it is never without reason. The silence is not God turning his face, it is God covering you with his hand. You are not being punished, you are being preserved. What feels like obscurity may in fact be divine strategy. The enemy cannot destroy what he cannot find. The voices of distraction cannot drown out a soul anchored in solitude, and some blessings, some great blessings, require insulation before manifestation. Consider the craftsmanship of God. He does not mass produce. He chisels, he refines, he hides his greatest treasures until the moment is right. The diamond lies buried under pressure. The masterpiece stays veiled until the final stroke. The anointed are often isolated before they are elevated. The waiting is not wasted. Heaven does not rush what it is shaping for glory. So do not despise your hiddenness. Do not curse the quiet season. It is here, in the stillness, that your roots go deep. It is here your character is formed far from the spotlight. It is here that you become ready to carry the weight of what's coming, for make no mistake, something is coming, something holy, something heavy. God is not merely delaying, he is designing. The very blessing you have wept for, longed for, dared to hope for, he is preparing it even now. And more than that, he is preparing you. The door that has yet to open is not locked, it is timed. The promotion, the purpose, the promise, it will not arrive a moment too early, nor a second too late. And when it comes, it will not be small. It will be too big to explain, too beautiful to credit to anyone but God himself. You will see why the hiding was necessary, why the quiet season had to be long, why he said no when you begged for yes, why he kept you invisible when all you wanted was to be seen. The great blessing does not come to the hurried, it comes to the holy. Not to those who claw their way into the light, but to those who trust the light to find them in due season. You are hidden for a reason, not because you are unloved, but because you are chosen. You are not being overlooked. You are being overshadowed by grace. You are not stuck. You are stationed, so hold fast. Breathe deep, walk humbly, trust quietly, and remember, when God hides you, it is never to bury you. It is to plant you, and what is planted in God always rises again, stronger, fuller, and crowned in glory. The blessing is coming, not just any blessing, but the one that makes sense of the silence. When God chooses to hide you, it may feel like rejection, but in truth it is a gesture of divine affection. Being hidden is not a punishment, it is a process. Just as a skilled artist covers a masterpiece until the final touch is ready, so too does God shelter you from premature exposure. He knows what is ahead, both the weight of the blessing and the warfare it will attract. There is wisdom in being kept behind the curtain for a season, shielded from the stage until the foundation is secure enough to carry the fullness of the assignment. Often we confuse delay with denial, but delay is the language of heaven's preparation. In these hidden moments, God works not only on the blessing, but on the vessel that must carry it. A strong blessing requires a strong soul, and strength is forged away from applause and attention. You are being shaped in solitude, trained in trust, and fashioned in faith. Being hidden is protection from battles not meant for you yet. When the timing is off, even good things can become burdens, so God, in his mercy, places you in a space where the world cannot see you, where the noise cannot distract you, and where the enemy cannot reach you. This kind of protection is not always comfortable, but it is necessary. Just as a warrior is trained in private before ever stepping onto a battlefield, God is conditioning your heart and spirit for the magnitude of what's to come. Every closed door, every unanswered prayer, every delay has purpose laced in it. The hiddenness is not a void but a vault, a sacred place where your destiny is preserved until the moment it is ready to be revealed. We often want public elevation without private transformation, but God knows that without deep roots, the tree cannot bear the weight of great fruit. Hiddenness is heaven's way of building those roots. It is a cocoon where your faith is matured, where your mind is renewed, and where your character is refined. There is a cost to being called, and part of that cost is the willingness to trust God's timing when nothing makes sense, to remain faithful when no one is watching, to be excellent when there is no applause. That is where integrity is forged. That is where resilience is born. Being hidden forces you to rely on God in a way that visibility never could. It dismantles pride and nurtures dependency. It teaches you to hear his whisper in the quiet and to follow his lead when there is no audience. God hides those he deeply loves, not to limit them, but to enlarge them. He allows you to be unseen, not to withhold good from you, but to ensure that what's coming won't crush you. A hidden season is a holy shelter where your soul is anchored in truth. Your motives are purified, and your confidence is rooted not in status or platform, but in the one who called you. There is a sacred rhythm to the way God works, and often that rhythm includes silence, slowness, and seasons of hiddenness that defy human logic. When life feels paused, when nothing is moving forward, and when prayers seem to echo into nothingness, it's tempting to believe that nothing is happening at all. But in the divine economy, these are often the most productive seasons. Hidden seasons are not evidence of abandonment. They are divine designs that invite deep transformation. Just as a tree does not bear fruit all year long, so too must our lives include moments of unseen development. The roots of that tree grow downward in winter, far from view, securing its foundation so that it can sustain the weight of the fruit it will one day bear. In the same way, God takes us through spiritual winters not to harm us, but to grow our roots deeper into his truth, his presence, and his promises. God is not in a hurry. He sees the end from the beginning, and he is more concerned with who you are becoming than how fast you get there. The blessing may be delayed because the vessel isn't quite ready yet, and God loves you too much to give you something that would crush you. Hidden seasons test the soul, but they also train it. They strip away false dependencies and force a return to what is real, lasting, and eternal. They teach you to rely on God when visibility is gone, when applause is silent, when there's no reward except his presence. And it is there, in the quiet, in the dark, in the in-between, that the deepest work is done. You may not be where you want to be, but you are exactly where you need to be for God to do what only he can do. What feels like a delay is often divine disguise. God is working behind the curtain, not only orchestrating circumstances, but sculpting your spirit. He may be protecting you from battles you are not yet ready to face. He may be maturing your heart so that your blessing does not become an idol. He may be exposing things in you that cannot go with you into the next season. This is not a passive wait, it is a holy wait. There is activity in the stillness, purpose in the silence, and glory in the mystery. You are not being overlooked, you are being refined. The blessing you're waiting for is not just about timing, it's about transformation. While your heart longs for the fulfillment of a dream, God is at work on both the blessing and the one who will carry it. There are unseen movements happening in the background of your life, divine orchestrations that align people, places, and opportunities to meet at the precise moment. But as God shapes the blessing, he is also shaping you. He's building endurance through silence, humility through delay, wisdom through waiting. If the blessing came too soon, you might mishandle it, underestimate its weight, or attach your identity to it. So God in his mercy holds it back, not as punishment, but as preparation. He wants to make sure the blessing doesn't change your posture, that success doesn't replace surrender, and that favor doesn't outrun faithfulness. In the hidden places, your heart is being refined, the distractions are fewer, the applause is gone, and all that's left is the raw connection between you and God. That's where motives are exposed, desires are purified, and strength is forged. The silence isn't empty, it's sacred. The delay isn't dead time, it's divine time. While others may see stagnation, heaven sees construction. The deeper the foundation, the taller the structure can rise. And God is digging deep within you so that when the blessing comes, it doesn't break you, it builds you. What He has for you will require strength of character, clarity of purpose, and the resilience to carry it without losing your center. So He stretches your patience, He trains your spirit. He cultivates discipline, not to deny you joy, but to enlarge your capacity to handle what's coming. The blessing itself is being crafted with intentionality. Every detail is under God's sovereign hand. What you think is being delayed is actually being designed, the right door, the right people, the right opportunity. It's not being withheld, it's being perfected. And as God perfects the blessing, He also matures the person who will steward it. In that hidden space, your spiritual muscles are growing. You're learning to pray not just out of desperation, but out of intimacy. You're learning to serve without recognition, give without guarantee, and trust without tangible evidence. These are the lessons that will sustain you when the blessing arrives. These are the qualities that will preserve what's given to you. Sometimes the greatest gifts are not in the arrival of the blessing, but in the person you become while waiting for it. You begin to see that God's hand is not just preparing a place for you, but preparing you for the place. The two must meet at the right time, and so you remain hidden, not because you are forgotten, but because you are sacred. The blessing is not being rushed because the calling on your life is not ordinary. It is heavy with purpose, soaked in eternity, and designed to bring glory not to you, but through you.